resistance.
What's up, everyone? This is the Tin Man with the Worldwide Resistance Network. If you are watching this, you are the resistance. And welcome to Tin Man TV. Yes, everyone, this is Tin Man TV. I, of course, am your host, Chris Sheldon, aka the Tin Man, the cold, heartless son of a bitch that is always bringing you everything in between the couch cushion. Joining me today is good old Reverend Ordo, and this is Bet Monster Blue, because we are not funded by anybody. We are of the people, by the people. So if you like this broadcast, please, by all means, share the live feeds. Follow us on our social medias, X, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at Real TWBRN. And check out our online store, of course. And as always, comments are enabled. This is probably one of the only political podcasts you will ever find that includes you in the conversation from beginning to end. So please, by all means, join in the conversation. And again, it costs nothing to be a patriot. It costs nothing to share the live feeds. And today is of a special importance because we are covering a very serious issue. So please, please, please share that live feed, especially to any anons you have out there, because this is of the utmost importance. And I am not happy to have this conversation right now, to be perfectly honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone knows that I have always been a big supporter of Anonymous and had garnered the respect of the original Anonymous collective back in the day when I single-handedly bent YRV over my knee and spanked him like the little bitch that he is.
Exactly.
With my documentary, YRV, Noble Activist or Self-Serving Dictator. And in that time, I became acquainted with many, many anons. So it is with a heavy heart that I have to take this action right now. And just for the record, this is nothing against the Anonymous Collective. Nothing but love for the Anonymous Collective, both old and new. But there has been a problem stirring within the Anonymous Collective. And we have addressed this a few times in moderate detail. You have actually seen this unfold on the shows in recent months.
Exactly.
And that is the issue of the veteran Anon Conspiracy Anonymous. Now, it is no secret that he has been engaging in disinformation for many years. He has, in the time that I've known him, declared that Alex Jones had stolen fear porn from him, that he coined the phrase fear porn, and that Alex Jones stole it from him, even though you don't own a right on a quote that just happens to pick up traction. And that's provided he was even the one who actually did that. He accused Alex Jones of talking shit on the Worldwide Resistance Network, saying, and I quote, that Alex Jones made mention of myself and the Worldwide Resistance Network and saying that he was going to address it in full when he came back from commercial break, and then subsequently moved on to another topic after returning from said break. And I said, okay, I've been watching the Alex Jones show here and there. I mean, there are segments that I may have missed because of this or that that's going on around the house. Could you tell me what day this happened and when about I might look to references? Couldn't give me a date, couldn't give me a time, couldn't give me a reference file, nothing. Could not provide me anything. Then comes back after a year or several years in hiatus, after I and Lucid showed up at his house to shake his hand and thank him for all his hard work, he went into hiatus and then came back and came on the show twice and abruptly stated that one, Anonymous had released the Epstein files, could not quote what the files were, could not quote what was released, could not quote where to find this material. Went on to declare that Anonymous was instrumental in Russiagate, namely their efforts are what got Trump elected, even though if you look online, Anonymous had no role in Pizzagate. And in fact, most Anons were very much opposed to Donald Trump, especially in his first presidential run. So all of that has been debunked. Now, there has been some activity offline. And this is what's really disheartening. Conspiracy Anon has, in the name of combating infighting, has himself been infighting. Pretty much acting as an authoritarian figure, acting as if he had some sort of authority, calling people out, saying they're in violation of the creed. And when I called him out on this, the individual's name was Jennifer. And she has anon decals all over her profile. And she was speaking in regard to the ice shooting of Renee Nicole Good, and pointing out the issues of how her kids were taken by CPS and all these other things. And he point blank went after this person, saying that she was in the wrong and that she violated the Anon Creed because the Anon Creed does not talk about the dead. But then he turns around and talks about Epstein, who's been allegedly long dead for a long time.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
And there was a picture of allegedly it was him with a long beard and long gray hair.
Yeah, but that's an entirely other issue in and of itself.
Grain of salt.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is there's that level of hypocrisy here. Oh, we're going to talk about Epstein, but we're not going to talk about the ongoing investigation of the shooting regarding Nicole Good. Because we don't talk bad about the dead. Since fucking when? And he's going on about all this stuff about morality and sensitivity and not basically woke safe space bullshit. And, I have nothing against the left in that regard. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. You have your political leanings. That's fine. But I'm seeing political bias thrown into the mix and being argued as the Anon Creed. And I'm like, since when has this been part of the creed? And I call him out on this, and he's going, oh, I'm just combating infighting. It's like, motherfucker, you are starting the infighting over something
that ain't true.
That is essentially the equivalent of political bias on your part. And I've called him out on this several times. And recently, just in the past few days, since the drop of the Epstein files and the slow rolling of that and Trump's refusal to really do anything about it, and Pam Bondi's refusal to do anything about it. Spam Bundy. There's been a lot of talk in the activist community about the prospect of a violent uprising and all of that. And we're actually going to do a podcast on that later on tonight at about 7:00 Central Time. And we're going to go into that into more details. But for the sake of this podcast and this conversation, it needs to be understood that Conspiracy Anon has been openly discussing violent revolutions, giving dates and so forth on open social media platforms, namely his personal Facebook, which is completely 100% public. And I will show you now. Let me bring this up. I will show you everything here. This is bad juju. This is his personal Facebook page. Again, this is not his real name. I know his real name, Eric Conacy, or however you would pronounce it, is not his real name. This is just an alias he goes by. But he posts, so when is the uprising and where do we put the ones from the list that get captured? Asking for you, or is everyone waiting for the federal pedophile network to come out with season 3? Now, there's been a lot more posts than this. In fact, we're going to go ahead and screen another set of images here. So, some are saying April 15th, show up in person. Others are saying 2nd, July 4th. If you had to pick a date, end the bullshit once and for all, what date is good for you? Asking for humanity. And you can see my comments. And he goes, Chris, you and others call bullshit all you want. It's fucking not willing to get on the same page. Always keep mass complaint idiots. It's not about who told me what, it's about me asking everyone what day are they willing to get this shit done. I'm so fucking tired of the tail tuckers. And he just goes on and on. But here's the thing. He's saying that, and I think I meant to open that file, but he's talking about he deleted my post because of negativity. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. And I responded, there is no negativity about what I said, and it's not a matter of removing negativity, but suppression of speech you don't like, to which I say simply this, I know you are better and will tell you be better. After such, I will say it again so others can read it, and you will leave it so that others can read it. And I will screenshot all of this, and I've screenshotted damn near everything. And I will gladly post it on our Facebook because X only allows you to post so many images on a single thread. And we've got, I think over 20 images. I mean, just go ahead and read this. Take a second to read that if you want. And then.
Yeah, I've read those, man. It's insane. You know, it's like the way he's acting is like he wants to replicate the Weather Underground, the Sudanese Sudanese Liberation Army, you know, the domestic underground terrorist groups, you know. Like really, dude? I mean, you talk about these things, but you have to really stop and think. No anon would ever want to be violent. They want to push a Gandhi and MLK with a non-violent resistance, you know. But if he wants to push this other underground, SLA bullshit, that's on him.
Yeah.
It's on him.
And I mean, the conversations continued on quite extensively.
The viewers may want to know who is the Sudanese Liberation Army. Let me explain.
Yes, go ahead.
If you go back to 1970s, right? Patty Hearst. Okay, look her up. She's the great niece. She's the niece of William Randolph Hearst. Okay.
Yes.
Now she was captured by them, held for ransom for days and days and days. And all of a sudden, what's this? Is that Patty Hearst robbing a bank with the SLA?
Yeah.
These are the people that went against law enforcement. Many of them have died. New members came in. Some of them have died as well.
Yeah. And at which point during our conversations offline, this went over the span of about 8 hours on Saturday. And all this, aside from everything that's going on else in the world, I'm sitting there having to try to beat it into this man's head that you don't go on a public forum declaring plans of violent action. You don't do it. And he's sitting there saying, I'm not supporting the cause. You have to support people willing to stand up against corruption. And I'm like, I'm not saying I'm not supporting people who stand up against corruption. I am all for supporting people who stand up corruption. What I am not in support of and what I will not propagate and what I will speak against is idiot people taking idiot action, like posting plans of a violent revolution all over open social media forums that are owned by the same system you are threatening to overthrow. It's like saying that you're going to go rob somebody's house, rape and kill their family, and you're going to send that person a letter and put it in their mailbox telling them when and how you're going to do this, and you put your name and return address on it. It's fucking stupid. Exactly. That person ain't going to be there. Their family ain't going to be there. You're going to walk into this violent revolutionary action and you're going to fucking meet an army of SWAT or fucking National Guard that are going to mow your ass down.
Not just that.
Because you posted everything all over the fucking internet like a dumbass.
Not just that. Every platform from Meta, TikTok, YouTube, to even the alternative platform as well. They're also being monitored as well because of this shit, But again,
the NSA monitors every online correspondence. And I'm sorry to cut you off, Revan, but you take the fucking shooting of Charlie Good. Charlie Good. I am so sorry.
Charlie Kirk.
I did not mean for that Freudian slip. I am so sorry. I did not mean to say that.
Let me
Charlie Kirk, the shooting of Charlie Kirk. They were all over Discord talking about it. And the FBI and local authorities have these files. Do you think something as a private Discord server can be made public? That your public Facebook profile can't be made public?
They have ways.
Yeah, even a private thing is going to be made public. So it's like, dude, don't talk about this shit on the internet. It's like, first rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club.
Here's the thing, though. What we have the dark web, right? The dark web is full of crazy shit. Now, even in the dark web can be brought to the light.
Yeah,
nothing stays in the dark web. It's all brought because guess what, folks? Even the alphabet agencies are in there monitoring your ass. So
Yeah.
even if you
The
post
dark web's
anything,
not even safe anymore. I mean, you had deep web that was a quote secure platform back in the day, like you were saying, but now it's not the case. Sorry, Reverend, go ahead. I was just adding
when you
fuel to
when
your
you
fire.
post when he posts shit like that, what he's doing is he's putting a bullseye on himself.
Thank you.
I mean, look at, for example, Antifa. For a long time before Elon Musk bought X, members of Antifa post threats on X.
Yeah.
Nothing was done. Nothing was done. Why? Because Antifa is a left-wing militant of the left.
Yeah. And even though Facebook is a leftist platform, if they want to nail Trump supporters who are disgruntled, or quell a violent uprising, even a faked violent uprising like a January 6th, how do you know that this isn't just another January 6th? And they're going to be led into a fucking trap, just like what happened on Jan 6th. And then, regardless, let's just say everything is copacetic, everything is straightforward. There's no hidden agendas or anything like that as far as your government is concerned, as far as left versus right or anything like that. Let's just say NSA monitors your online activity. You're posting on a public forum that you are supporting and even possibly even perpetuating a violent uprising against your federal government, both Republican and Democrat. Do you honestly think that these people are just going to sit idly by and just ignore this? You have made a threat against the lives of hundreds of political figures, thousands of government employees on an open forum, and you think that you're not going to be called out on this, that you're not going to be found out, that these people aren't going to take the appropriate action, and that you're going to be walking yourself and these people into a fucking trap and a slaughter, and you want to get pissed at me for calling out your stupidity?
It's like this. Look at this. How many years have we heard about QAnon? Right?
Yeah.
So I mentioned this. Who is QAnon? Anybody can be QAnon. It's kind of like anybody
could be honest.
They could be Dread Pirate Roberts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when we talked, when we mentioned about QAnon, not to be funny or anything, because over the years, every now and then, from time to time, every now and then, we'll hear things, and every at first was on the QAnon bandwagon until things kind of got a little shaky, and but when you mention it, it's like, don't mention
it. You went fucking ape shit when I mentioned QAnon.
Itchy. His asshole got itchy.
Dude, no, I think more than itchy, man. I think he fucking popped a couple hemorrhoids. Like, he got real fucking... And I'm like, the fuck? But you look at all of this. You look at everything.
Everything, right? Yeah, he was all talking high and tough, but when we mentioned QAnon, holy crap, it's like a racehorse went limp.
Yeah. And when you look at everything, you look at QAnon and the issues you have there, you already know groups like 4chan and whatnot, major anonymous platforms where Anonymous started, have been infiltrated by government personnel acting undercover. And you look at Conspiracy Anon and everything that he's been doing, it's like he became a plant. It's like he became a government bot. Bot of disinformation.
I've been thinking about that since yesterday. I'm thinking, like, he's probably been a plant since day one. Really,
he probably has been.
if you stop to think, how many? I mean, look, if you think about, okay, around time of the whole PayPal, Visa, those hacks, HB and Gary security firm, the head guy who was like working there, he was in the military.
Yeah.
So in the military, thought, I'm going to go after the bigger prize, the bigger fish. Anonymous. Oh, man. Fucking good luck with that. Look, Anonymous is a collective. No leaders, okay?
Yeah.
Now, Anonymous is so worldwide, man. I want people to think. Why do we think Anonymous is so huge? But in a very, very quiet way. Okay. The thing is, they don't shut up at the top hills. We're gonna hack everybody. No. They're like keyboard ninjas, man. Very quiet, very precise, and don't shut out at the rafters. They're quiet.
Yeah. And if they do come out, they're very quick and very precise.
Even so, now I'm gonna get off topic just a little bit. The game by Ubisoft, Watch Dogs. Okay, Watch Dogs. Okay, the franchise was dedicated to Anonymous.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Look up the hacking group and franchise, DedSec, DDSEC, DedSec. Okay? Think about this. They're equivalent to Anonymous, but even though they're video game only, there's an impact there. There's an impact. Okay? Now, the thing is, you have to tread lightly in the way I'm talking, okay? I'll tell you why. In this world, there are very highly tech-savvy people of all walks of life, okay?
Yes.
You could be an IT guy, a security contractor. These are highly tech-savvy people. And they do not fuck around. You got some in the military, like the Navy, right? Yeah. The Navy. Oh, man. The Navy intelligence, holy shit.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
Those are the ones that created Tor.
Yeah.
Why? Secure browser, one of the best. Not perfect, but one of the best. Okay.
Yeah.
Download it for free on your phone or your computer. Dude, you're fine. You're good. Just gotta be wise enough to know how to say it, smart enough and mentally awake enough on how to use it.
Yeah.
Anonymous uses it.
How to navigate the system and how to remain off radar. You don't go on an open forum like Facebook and say, hey, when are we going to have a violent revolution and overthrow the government? Fucking dumbasses.
It's actually a very dumb thing, man. It's really dumb thing, dude.
It is.
And I'm saying this from a elder statesman of the group.
Yeah. And he's about the same age as us. And he's openly talking about this on open forums. Like, Anonymous has never operated in the light. They have always ever operated in the shadows. It was that was just their thing. When you saw Anonymous, they were like ninjas. They struck hard and then fade away without a trace.
Quiet and precise.
Yes.
Clear precision.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like ninjas. Their domain was the shadows. Leave it reluctantly, but when they do, they strike hard and fade away without a trace. When you saw Anonymous, it was, we're here, we have this problem, it gets fixed, or we're going to fix it. Oh, you didn't fix it? Okay, pop us bank. It was very quick and precise. They didn't mince words. They didn't sit there and make plans publicly and go, okay, hey, let's do this, make this fucking plan publicly and then execute it 6 months down the line, blah, blah, blah. No.
Let's give an example. Okay. What was one of the collective's biggest thing? CP, child trafficking.
Yeah, I was going to go with one of their early ops.
It's been one of the biggest ops and still today.
Yeah. You don't see that publicized. You go back to the Visa, PayPal, MasterCard, all that shit. They didn't sit there talking on open forums. Oh, hey, we're going to take the Visa and MasterCard. We're going to do all this stuff.
No, they did it. They did it.
They just did it. And it's the same with a lot of these violent revolutions and whatnot that you see. Like the ICE protests and whatnot, for lack of a better term. You didn't see them sitting there saying, oh, well, we have a grievance, so let's plan on going out and protesting them on this date. No, they just said, I'm going now. You either show up or get fucked.
Exactly. You know, I mean,
that was the point I was trying to make.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And Conspiracy Anon goes, well, how else are you going to coordinate a revolution and blah, blah, blah? I'm like, dude, first and foremost, again, discreet. People are going to use more discreet forms of communication, not open postings on a public Facebook, you fucking moron. And second of all, most of these people, if there is going to be a violent revolution, they're already set and ready to go. They have everything set, and anybody else is just going to fucking jump on the bandwagon after the fact. Most of these people have military training. They have plans in place. They have their communication networks in place. They have everything ready to go. If shit pops off, it's not going to be planned 6 months down the line. If these people get pissed off and decide it's time for a violent revolution, they're just going to go. They're going to mobilize. They're going to go. It's going to.
Blackberry.
And, yeah.
I want to add something to that.
Go for it.
BlackBerry was very good. I'm going to tell you how fucking good, okay? BlackBerry Messenger, one of the most encrypted devices ever. I mean, most encrypted on a BlackBerry, okay? Now,
yeah.
Let me take you to you later. 16 years ago, right? The UK had a protest in England, right?
Yeah.
People were heavily using BlackBerry. Why? Because BlackBerry Messenger was fucking. You couldn't even.
It was solid.
It was solid like Fort Knox, man. It's fucking solid.
Yeah, it was the Tor browser of cell phones.
Exactly, and people in the EU in India they used it. They used it.
Yes.
And the thing is, how do you get past it? Go to the website.
Yeah.
The phone. Now, the thing is, the reason it died is because companies like Google and Apple were envy of what BlackBerry had.
Yeah.
The last OS was BlackBerry 10. It ended in 2019. Like, I'm like, why? That was the best fucking OS ever, man. That was like, that's like best ever. Now, if BlackBerry still made phones, they could go to BB 17 now, or what? BB, and still maintain using BlackBerry Messenger. Dude, this phone was like one of the fucking best, so damn good, so advanced that Google and Apple were like, what about us?
Get fucked.
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh, what's he doing? What do you got?
I still got my first BlackBerry. This thing's 16 years old. This thing is 17 years old.
Wow.
The keyboard. Look at that. This thing is ancient. And today's standard came out in 2010, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like this. Look, we have people. Okay, we have OG anons, and we have a new generation. Half the generation is.
Yeah, and that's my concern, and I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Revan. Most of the anons, the ones that you would consider anon that did the Visa PayPal thing, Church of Scientology, and all that really were the top dogs.
Those were the OGs, man. Those were the ones that, since the first video came out in 2008, that video there is still spine chilling.
Yeah.
Even in my age, to me, it's like still spine chilling.
Yeah, and we were all a part of that. Whether even if we weren't directly involved in these major ops, we were very much a part of the anon bandwagon. I mean, I myself again created a lot of respect from the OGs of Anonymous, because I bitch slapped YRV, and because I came up with great ops, and TWWN came up with great ops like Operation Adopt a Valentine, which evolved into Operation Human Angel. And then there were other ops that took place that I was at the forefront of.
It was funny when I found that the old footage from 13 years ago, when I did a video, was it 2 nights ago? I had to keep from laughing, man. It was like so hilarious. It was like, this was 13 years ago from a guy who came from my hometown. Came from my hometown. Like, dude. Like, really, man? You're a Valley guy. Look. You're a Valley guy yourself, YRV, and we were born in the same fucking town, you dumb bastard. But yet you thought, I'm gonna share an idea with Anonymous. No, you gutter mite looking motherfucker.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like conspiracy anons going the same route. It's like, oh, the OGs are gone now, so now I can step in and assert myself as an unofficial leader of these newbies. Because I'm a veteran of the OGs.
He's nothing. He's nothing more than a modern day Caligula.
Well, I mean, like,
willing to fuck his own horse.
Did you just say willing to fuck his own horse?
You sick little monkey!
No, you know what? I got a better one.
No, I've been watching too much Ren and Stimpy, man. I'm sorry, dude.
I've got a better one.
Ow! Fuck me in the goat ass!
About that, I'm gonna pause real quick. Give me about 5 minutes. I gotta take the Browns to Super Bowl.
And on that note, I'm now carrying the torch. So, I'm just going to go ahead and, I don't know. Like, I don't know where to go with this at this point.
Motherfuck, noise.
Okay, so let's just look into the bigger picture here. Okay, we've established that the OG anons are pretty much hung it up. And now you got some young bloods, and you've got conspiracy anon, veteran of the OGs, didn't really engage in too many ops, but it's just kind of sticking around and went from somebody who was just riding the wave is now asserting himself as some sort of guru or moral authority here. And even though Anonymous has no leadership, people tend to shift into mindless groupthink. If somebody says move or makes a move, a lot of people are going to follow. That's what happened in the protests involving Scientology. Somebody just put the idea out there, hey, I'm going to go protest Scientology. They went, and when they showed up, everybody else was there too. Because it was leaderless leadership. And I think that's what YRV was initially capitalizing on, but it didn't really work out. He was just kind of overly eccentric. But now you have somebody like Conspiracy Anon, who has ridden the wave for many years and is now a veteran and somebody for these newbies to look up to, simply because of the veteran status. And at which point, he's now propagating openly for a violent revolution. Not saying if it's him behind it or any of that. You cannot find your last shoe on X. Okay. Apparently, X is having some issues. Worst case scenario, we'll share the repost from YouTube. Been some technical issues today for some stupid reason, but I'll sort that out later. We're live. But getting back to the point at hand, you got these young bloods looking up to this alleged OG. They're going to follow whatever he says, even though Anonymous has no leadership. They're going to look up to him. If he throws out an idea, they might very well run with it. And here you have him propagating this violent revolution on an open forum, whether or not it's him directly or he's doing it for somebody else. He's propagating this on an open forum. Say again?
Or both.
Yeah. He's doing this openly. The feds are going to see this. And you're talking about a complete government overthrow. No, you're not going to get away with this and be able to follow through like they did with Charlie Kirk shooting. It's not going to happen. Okay?
It won't happen. The reason it won't happen.
That to happen.
The reason it won't happen is that we're still our billionaire leaders at the top is still buddies with Israel and shit. As long as that happens, it's going on. Good luck that. Because
you just had to throw them into the mix, didn't you? You just had to fucking throw in the Jews.
the reason I said that is that, look, I'm going to say it right now. I'm
Go for it. Go for it.
We all know Mossad has sleeper cells in the United States.
Yeah, and it'd be foolish to think that there weren't anon-based sleeper cells.
Yeah. They could be your next door neighbor. They could be your co-worker. They could even be working in local and state governments.
Yeah, or it could be like a fucking girlfriend or people you hang out with. And you never know who these plants are. And that's what's really concerning to me.
It's obvious, man. It's obvious. I mean,
yeah.
The thing is, look, we all know that CIA and Mossad are like, they completely hate each other. I mean, we all know that. Okay, we do.
Yeah.
But now the question that is for a long time is that what exactly is anarchy, right? I mean, it is now is anonymous the way they're doing things. Is that a classification of anarchy in a way? No, let's
kind of, yeah.
There are different types of look. Anarchy does not mean violence. Okay, doesn't mean that.
It's the absence of government. It's self-governance.
It's different. There's a list of different types of anarchy, and most of it is non-violent.
Yeah, it centers around the idea of self-governance, not an external governing force.
Exactly.
And
now,
I don't know if that's a non-philosophy.
The extreme anarchy will be BLM, Antifa, right? The KKK, extremely violent, right? The underground during back in the day. Okay, look at the Sudanese Liberation Army, even though they're no longer around. Are they still a threat in a way?
Maybe.
But you still have your violent groups.
You do. You very much do. And Anonymous has never really been the violent type. I mean, anytime you've seen them in public, like the Million Mask March, which kind of became a redundancy, to be honest, you didn't see them getting violent. You didn't. Anytime you saw an Anon at a protest, they never got violent. Yeah, they took their action online, hacktivism and all that shit, which kind of which was kind of a firework and then fizzled out because of Cebu.
I got this.
Go for it.
A equivalent to a punk rock band.
Yeah.
Now it's more of nostalgia that, look, I have anonymous name. That's my channel. I even got a anonymous on my profile thing. Why? Because I believe in the message. And yes, is it nostalgia? Yes. Do I want to keep going? Yes, I do.
Yeah. But here's the problem. Who's going to keep it going? You got a lot of infiltration, for lack of a better term. It's already established that 4chan and whatnot, 4chan, 8chan, and all that have been infiltrated by the feds. Conspiracy Anon has always been big on disinformation. And then when I show up to his house, he runs and hides, and you don't see him for the better part of a decade. And now he's popping back up saying that Anonymous released the Epstein files without any evidence to support his claim.
Dude.
Can't quote what was released or where to find it. Said that they helped get Trump elected.
Dude.
Even though all evidence to the contrary.
Dude, look. I'm really starting to hate this guy so much, okay? When he said, you should look on Bing. Dude, Bing, Google, go. everywhere I can fucking think of. Everywhere. Okay? Even you.
Yeah.
Anonymous did not release anything. Now, a big if. Here's the world's biggest fucking if, okay? And I'm going to say this. If Anonymous went in there balls deep, man, and I mean severely balls drenching in pussy juice and shit deep, and release all these files from top to bottom, I tell you what, it would have been the world's biggest fucking leak ever.
Yeah, and it's not to say that Anonymous couldn't have done it, but they didn't. And
No.
that's a whole other issue in and of itself.
Yes.
But you have this disinformation, and now he's sitting there, quote, combating infighting, even though he's the one starting it. He's pushing.
It needs to stop.
He's pushing his political bias on others, saying, "Oh, you can't talk about Renee Good because she's dead, but we can talk about Epstein, even though he's dead." Hypocrisy is political bias. And now, pushing a violent revolution and openly discussing it on a public forum, I think he's trying to get people fucking killed. I'm not trying to hate on anybody either. I've got a long history with him. You know, I would like to have said that he's been a good friend, but I think he's a fucking government plant. I think he was put there to sow disinformation, to circumvent the Anon collective, since the OGs have pretty much moved on and are doing other things, and is now maybe pushing to spark a violent revolution, maybe even to kickstart the jump into the Civil War.
Here's what I advise, and I mean, I'm serious from the heart here, man. Anybody, even any anon, hear from this guy, stop and think. Before you decide to jump the shark or jump the Grand Canyon minus parachute, look before you leap. Meaning, research.
Yeah.
Find anywhere. Look anywhere. And if you can't find it, you know he's full of shit. I did that.
Pretty much anything that probably comes out of his mouth is full of shit.
It's full of shit.
I hate to say this, but I think he needs to be outed. He needs to be outed, and that's my purpose of this video. I am outing Conspiracy Anon. I am letting the anonymous community know this guy, I have good reason to believe, is a fucking plant who was put in to sow disinformation, circumvent the collective, and get the people within the collective killed by publicly declaring and advertising on social media a violent revolution that, if anybody shows up to, is going to get arrested or killed. And I'm not opposed to standing up against tyranny, or even whether or not a violent revolution may be necessary. Okay, we've always kept that in the back of our minds that this may be an inevitability, and at which point, yeah, choose the right.
Exactly. You
can support people wanting to take a stand without supporting stupid, reckless endangerment, such as advertising your plans on an open social media forum.
Exactly. It's a point that you have to really stop it. Take a stop, breathe.
Yeah.
And assess and examine of what that person would say. And look, you can hear him all you want, but the thing is, you have to be careful of what he says. Because the thing is, if he says, "Oh yeah, here, I got like, oh yeah, they did this over here, we're find it over here." Okay, well, let's stop, pause. Okay, let's okay, let's see here. Nothing. Can't find it. What the fuck, man? What the hell? Wait. What the fuck, man? Can't find the goddamn. Wait a minute. What the hell, man? Can't find the goddamn fuck. Wait a minute. I got this. Nothing. Can't find a goddamn fucking thing. This guy is so full of shit. The guy's so full of shit, his eyes are fucking brown. Okay, dude?
Yeah.
Minus the peanuts.
Oh my god.
And M&M's.
Yeah, he is full of shit. I mean, there's no denying that. There's been nothing but disinformation from him. Oh, Alex Jones stole fear porn from me. I coined the phrase fear porn. Alex Jones is talking shit on the Worldwide Resistance Network, even though I can't cite the source.
Look, we
Anonymous released the Epstein files, even though I can't say what was released or where to find it.
I mean, look, we've had fun over the years. Like, look, we had Mr. Giggles, Rainbow Snatch, who we all know is Millie Weaver, who I think is.
Calm down, buddy.
And it's like, you know, I started growing a beard. Then what happens? Alex Jones grows a snatch patch.
Well, I mean, how many times has Jones quoted
but
something we've said on the podcast?
I ain't going bald.
I have.
Well,
I mean, I haven't shaved today, but you see where my hairlines are shading. I'm going gray.
Well, yeah,
I'm getting up there.
Well, yeah, that's natural, man. But hey, Alex, at least got hair. You fucking bull weevil bastard. What the hell, man?
Hey, let's not go there. Hey,
snatch patch looking motherfucker.
Hey, calm down,
Listen
buddy.
to me, round eye.
This isn't about Jones. Okay, what Jones does, and we've discussed this before. If Jones wants to fucking quote us, if we have a good idea or we make a good point, and he having the ear of the people more so than us, because he's been around for 30 fucking years, he's been doing this a lot longer, and he's got a fucking track record like a motherfucker. Run with it, dude. If I'm the fucking brain and you're the mouth, spew. If the brain has a good idea and the mouth wants to regurgitate it, go for it, mouth.
The whole term fear porn, look, it's nothing to sneeze at. It's nothing to get mad at. It's just something that, look, we come up with some weird shit ourselves all the damn time.
Yeah,
but
there's nothing wrong with that.
But if we hear from somebody else, do we get mad about it? No, because it's let them do it. Let them do it. But
yeah, and if you had a good idea and it catches on, don't get butthurt about it. Great, whatever.
But this cock
I don't think he did. I don't think he came up with that. I don't think he came up with fear porn any more than anything else he's been propagating. I think it's just disinformation.
This cocksnot has been honestly completely bullshitted the whole fucking collective, man.
Yes.
And again, I agree. The cocksnot needs to be called out for who he is and what he is. And what he's done.
Which is a government bot. I'm certain of it at this point. Who sits there and spreads this much disinformation over the course of the better part of 15 years? Who sits there and goes into hiatus because you showed up and to shake his fucking hand? Who comes back and sits there and spews blatantly obvious bullshit like Anonymous released all the Epstein files, but can't say what or where? Who sits there and says that Anonymous worked to get Trump elected and was behind the Russiagate thing, when everything about that statement has been proven utterly false?
It has. It's been proven from time to time. It's been proven false from time to time.
Yeah. And now he's trying to assert himself as some sort of moral authority combating infighting.
Exactly. It's been recycled over and over again. Now, on TikTok, there's infighting on there as well.
Yeah.
I'm
not saying infighting isn't a problem. And it needs to be nipped in the butt.
Exactly.
But you don't come in and assert yourself as some sort of authority.
Because there is no
and then turn around and start propagating a violent revolution on open social media platforms. If you want to have an uprising, if you want to take a stand in any regard, whether peacefully or whatever, you don't go out and shoot yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
Okay? Already, again, I can support the cause, but I don't have to support a bad idea that's being thrown out from the cause. Okay? I can like the idea of owning a radio, but I can denounce the idea of taking a bath with a radio. Uh-oh. What's he doing?
I use this all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Best thing ever. Best 25 bucks I ever spent. Why? Because I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah. And you got to think ahead. And as an anon himself, he understands the importance of discretion and subtlety and operating in the shadows and not advertising your plans, whether they be hacktivism, violence, a peaceful protest, or everything. You don't fucking shoot yourself in the foot. You emphasize the importance of not shooting yourself in the fucking foot. Okay, you can support a movement, but you don't have to support bad ideas coming out of that movement. And you don't sit there and go against the Anon Creed and censor people, as outlined in those emails that I showed, who are calling out stupid, reckless behavior.
Well, it's not just that, though.
Of negativity. Oh, it is a safe space. Fuck you and your goddamn safe space.
Well, it's not just that. You have people that are scammers that are catching in on the name.
Yeah.
For example, I had this phone my son gave me. Okay, it was a truck phone, and I like asking for anon if they can help me, where I could get it factory unlocked, where I could use it on another plant, on another carrier. I came across an anon called himself the Anonymous Collective. He helped me out a little bit. Thought it was pretty cool. Then he said, "I need $200." That's when I stopped. I talked to you about it, and I said, and
took me a second, but yeah, I do remember you bringing that up.
And I thought I'm gonna stop because like it was a scammer. It was a scammer using an anonymous name. Make it like look. Even on TikTok and whatever it is, they're trying to scam people out of money by using the anon name.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that's a fucking insult, because the OG anons, those were the heavyweights that did the job. Okay? The heavyweights that did the job. Very precise, very quiet. But when you have people like the scammers and shit, it's a complete insult to the collective name and what it means and stands for. Now, look, I hate scammers like anybody else, but I'll be damned if they shit on the name, the cause, and the message, man. That pisses me off, man.
Oh, absolutely, and it should.
I'm not a hacker. I'm not tech savvy enough to be a hacker. But I'm a supporter. I believe in the cause. But the thing is, sometimes within that cause, sometimes like Rome, there's a few people within the family that becomes the blood poison in the vein of the collective.
Yeah. And I think that's what's happened here. He rode Anonymous's coattails. He's never been involved in any major ops. He's never even been involved in any op, as far as I'm aware. He's always just kind of been there being a mouth. He's always just kind of been a mouthpiece, which is fine, so long as the information that you're bringing forward is accurate. But we have had a long history of disinformation with this person, most of which is publicly documented at this point. Now we have him allegedly combating infighting and pushing leftist ideology in the name of the anonymous creed. Which, again, if you're a Democrat and you hold to a leftist ideology, that's your prerogative.
That's fine.
Yeah. No harm, no foul there. But you do not, the anonymous idea and its creed are politically unbiased. It is neutral in terms of political ideologies. But you sit there and say you're violating the anon creed, citing sensitivity bullshit and safe space ideologies.
Look, I've always been an advocate of balance. Okay,
Yeah.
I've always been advocate for balance. You know, to me, balance is the middle, the center, the gray. Right, the gray.
Yes.
Black, white. I'm gray. I'm the middle. Okay, I don't pick a side. But again, I'm gonna say this: you could be a Republican, have a view. You could be a Democrat, whether you're a progressive, liberal, or leftist, whatever view. Yeah, that's your view.
Yeah,
that's yours. Whatever. I don't care. But I'm not left wing or far left wing. I'm not right wing or far right wing. I'm in the middle. I'm like the I say the Bendu in Star Wars. I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
Don't pick a side. I observe. I have an opinion. I have a thought. But I'm a patient Bendu. I'm a very quiet Bendu guy, you know. But I agree with what's in man. I agree with him 100%. You know, it's too much disinformation and misinformation.
It is.
Now, they do.
Dang.
I've been around enough. I lived throughout the 80s and 90s like everybody else. Okay? I grew up in the 80s, you know. The war in Grenada, the Iran-Contra bullshit, you know, all that shit, you know. The Berlin Wall fall, you know, all that bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
Even TINMAN grew up with that too. Most of us, we go through that. You know, here in 2026, we're older, wiser, more grayer.
Ain't that the damn truth?
And hey, I earned this shit. Why? I've been married. It's the wife's fault.
Again, that's a whole other can of worms, brother.
I'm kidding. No, it's the wife's fault. But you know, I mean, you look at this generation of anons, and some are in it just to be part of something, just to, yeah, I did. No, look, they're the one that comes in.
The newbies don't understand what
they don't understand it.
They don't understand the depth of what Anonymous was. They've seen it from an outside perspective, but they weren't in it. There's a difference between seeing something and being a part of something. It's like there's a difference between seeing a movie and making the movie. Okay, and until they reach the point of actually taking action to that level, it's just a dream. It's like you can watch wrestling, and then there's a difference between watching wrestling and being a part of the business. You know, I've been a part of the business often in and out for years, since like 2010. I grew up watching wrestling as a kid. I loved it. But there's a big difference between watching it and being a part of it. It's a different feeling. And it's the same thing with Anonymous. A lot of these kids that are coming in nowadays, nothing against them, but they were the outside looking in. They saw what happened. They were the onlookers. They were the spectators watching what Anonymous did. And now they're coming into the business. They're coming into Anonymous. They're taking up the torch. And here you got this OG veteran.
Was built, man.
Yeah. And you got this OG veteran, conspiracy anon, throwing his weight around, throwing himself around like a fucking legend. Like he's a fucking legend.
A legend.
Yeah, he's an alleged legend. And they don't know any better.
No.
They don't know who all was involved behind the scenes and shit. So all these newbies are coming in. They're going to be looking up to him. And I see him exploiting that the same way YRB tried to exploit.
He's an older version of a newbie.
He is. Only thing is, he's been in the game. He's been here for a while. And now he can sit there and use the OG status to curry favor with the newbies. And they're going to look to him as an example. And any bad idea he has, they're going to follow. Any disinformation he propagates, they're going to agree with and take as gospel truth without question.
Would you and I be considered OG anons?
To a degree, yeah. But that's why I stepped out, because there's nothing more for me to do at this point. I was a part of the anon idea is there are some things you're going to align with, some things you're not. You ride with what you don't, and then you step aside for the things you don't.
This is where I sit. This is where I sit, okay? I'm 50. Okay, I'm 50. Just turned 50, okay? I've been following this movement for a long time. Supporting it, loving this movement here. To me, it's bigger than me.
It is.
It grabs my soul, you know, but I'm not tech savvy. I'm not OG, but I'm not OG anon, but I do support, been following for years. We'll always do it, we'll always be mentioned. But the thing is, you and I have been around for a long time. Over a decade, you know, we've been this for a long time, even talking about it too. You and I are like brothers to the bone here, man. You know, like that, you know,
yes.
For a long time. Even though we haven't met, we're still brothers to the bone here. You know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I hate the term infiltration with the nigger group, because to me that's an insult. That's like spitting on my fucking grave, man.
I can understand that. But there's no denying that that's what he is. Is it effectively an infiltrator? I think he's a government infiltrator that was put in to circumvent Anonymous, gather information, spread disinformation, and is now pushing people, asserting himself as some sort of authority figure, at least in terms of seniority, using his quote seniority to establish some sort of
how many times have we
level
seen
of authority?
Happen? I mean, how many times have we seen people come up and say, "Oh, we're anonymous"? Look, there's no. I mean, besides this guy, you had a guy dressed like a space alien, sitting on a fake ass throne wearing the anonymous mask.
Yeah. But you have, and they've all they've all tried and failed, and conspiracy anon will try and fail. He is trying, and because of us, he will fail. And it's important to get the word out there, because a lot of the OGs they've stepped aside, and they most likely see CA for what he is. But there are a lot of newbies who are coming in who see him and they look at him. They're sold on the nostalgia, the legend. It's like, oh, he's an OG anon. Ooh, ah. You know, it kind of excites them. It's like meeting your favorite celebrity. Okay? So to meet and work with an original OG would be like hitting the fucking lottery for a lot of these up-and-coming anons. Not realizing that he's a fucking plant spreading disinformation and asserting himself as a leader and is effectively going to lead these people into getting arrested and slaughtered.
Exactly.
Because who's going to fight a violent revolution? Is it going to be old fucks like us? No. I mean, they might look to us for guidance and wisdom, maybe, but it's not going to be us on the front lines.
We're not young pups anymore.
Okay? We're not. It's good. If there's going to be a revolution, it's going to be the young ones.
We are old aging wolves, man.
Yeah.
We're not young pups anymore. We are aging wolves here, man. With wisdom, and we're older, wise, and we are bathing in the aura of wisdom and knowledge that we're sharing this with the younger viewers, also Phil Anons as well, because the thing is, we've been there, we lived it. We even lived through events.
Yeah,
I still remember George H.W. Bush sending the military to go after Manuel Noriega in '89.
Yeah,
and now if you remember, he says, "Well, we got Noriega on drug charges." No, bullshit. That was told on the news as a bullshit story. Now here's facts. Noriega was never really charged with drugs. It was planted on him by our government. Why? Because Noriega was a puppet who severed his own strings.
Yeah, same with Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi, and others. It's all the same shit. And that's what they're looking to him for. And that's what they're looking to him for. They're looking to somebody who's been there. He's there with these newbies, these up-and-coming anons. He's a veteran of these times. They're going to look to him for his, quote, wisdom and experience, not realizing that he's a plant and sowing disinformation and whatnot. Now, you're gonna have, if there is a violent revolution or any sort of revolution, whether it's a peaceful renaissance or a violent revolution, it's gonna be the youth of the nation. It's gonna be the young bloods, and they're going to look to the generation before you, me, Alex Jones, people who have been on the front lines, who've lived this, who've experienced this, who can share their knowledge and wisdom. They're not going to follow the low-level grunts fresh out of boot camp who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. You're going to look to your fucking drill. You're going to look to your sergeants. You're going to look to your generals. You're going to look to the people who have the experience. And clearly, whoever's propagating this public display stating that there's going to be a violent revolution clearly does not understand how Anonymous operates. They don't understand communication. They don't understand the value of tight-knit information. They don't understand military strategy and procedures. They don't understand any of the key dynamics that are going to be required in executing a successful, peaceful, or violent revolution. They clearly don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And yeah, I can get behind the idea of we need change. We need people to take a stand. I can get behind that. But I will not get behind pushing a narrative of a bunch of clueless dumbasses who are openly declaring, hey, let's go have a freaking violent revolution on the 4th of July. Okay? I'm all for buying the fucking radio. I'm not for taking a bath with the radio. Okay? I can be for something, but be against a bad idea that came out of that.
The last time we had a major revolution, that was 250 fucking years, about 249 years ago.
Yeah. And is it about time?
And we did that because we got tired of the tyranny and bullshit.
Yes, absolutely. And we will discuss that in greater detail tonight. What I want to get into on that aspect is when is it going to be, when would it become necessary to go from a peaceful renaissance to a violent revolution? You know, when is that line crossed? And so on and so forth. And somebody has commented, Cursero, I'm quite sure people know that the economy is simply slavery with currency, but they don't want to do anything about it because it's too difficult and not easy to simply get rid of currency. Fair enough, and we can discuss that later on tonight, Zero. In fact, if you would like to join the panel tonight, Zero.
Right there, exactly.
A starship that can travel will remain in pieces if everyone wants their cut. Agree, you know, and we're going to talk about all that tonight. So, Zero, if you want to come on the panel, we're going to be coming back live in about 4.5 hours?
Yeah.
It'll be about 7 p.m. Central Time when we come back live.
My time. Be about 5 my time.
Yeah.
About
5 o'clock California time, 7 o'clock Central Time.
Yeah.
And we are going to discuss the dynamics of the prospects of a violent revolution and all of that. But in the meantime, I just want to go in on closing and saying that whoever's behind this, whether it's conspiracy anon directly or somebody he's working with, he is definitely a bot, and whoever he's working for is definitely a plant as well. These people are going to get you killed. If you do not follow these people, they don't know what they're doing. And if they do, it's to deliberately get people arrested and killed. Veteran anons, no, you don't post things like this publicly. Veteran anons know the creed. They don't push political ideologies.
Here's a question.
Shoot.
Some of them do not know that the OG anons do pay attention. Even though they're have their own thing going on, they're still watching. They're still monitoring.
Yeah. Basically, Conspiracy Anon is Sabu 2.0. Okay? Do not follow this guy. He's with disinformation, and he, like Sabu, is going to fucking oust every single one of you.
Again. He's crossed between Sabu and YRV.
He is. And like Sabu, like YRV, he wants to assert himself as some sort of leadership figure. And like Sabu, he's going to lead people into a trap and destroy this up-and-coming generation of anons.
Losec.
Yes. Exactly.
He created a splinter group, turned into a trap, then voila.
And that's exactly what I think Conspiracy Anon is doing. Whether he is the mastermind or he's working for somebody else.
Can you feel it?
Yeah. Whether or not he's the mastermind or he's working for a mastermind, he is not to be trusted. I will be unfriending this guy on my fucking Facebook. I am done with Conspiracy Anon. In fact, I am going to go fucking public with it.
I apologize for pulling an Ace Ventura.
Why? Calm down. Calm down, big boy.
I watched too much Ace Ventura. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
Okay? I am not going to be a hypocrite here. I am going to do it. If I am going to denounce Conspiracy Anon, I am going to go all fucking out here. Okay? I am not going to say stay away from this guy and then keep him on my friends list.
Honestly, I never even followed the guy at all.
Yeah, fuck him.
I never even followed the guy at all. Never did, never will.
Locked it. I ain't playing with these motherfuckers. I don't play with fucking disinformation. I don't play with people trying to get motherfuckers killed. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him, dude. I say it publicly. I don't beat around the fucking bush. Okay? The guy's a fucking government fucking plant, and he's going to get people fucking killed. He was put there to gather information, plant disinformation, and now assert himself as some authoritarian figure via his being his veteran status, if that's what you would even call it. And I think he's going to push for a violent revolution publicly that is going to lead people into a trap and get people arrested, if not killed. And my message to any anons out there, if you're an up and coming and you come across this guy, steer clear.
Steer clear, but if you are talking to the guy and he's telling you shit,
do your research and call his ass out.
Stop. Research, call his ass out, then block the motherfucker.
Yeah. And as far as the Anon collective as a whole, whether they be veterans or up and comings, outs this guy, dude. He's trying to assert himself as a leader. He's spewed nothing but disinformation and caused nothing but trouble for the collective. And he's going to be Sabu 2.0 and get people killed.
Exactly. It needs to be nipped in the bud. Look.
It does.
My thing is, even with all anons, we also have to be careful as well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Okay. And this is seriousness from the heart here, man. Okay. Look. We all know that fellow anons have been arrested. Some have been turned or whatnot, you know.
Yes.
We have to really, even with the OGs too, we have to be careful.
Yes.
I mean, like slowly careful mentally, man, because you never know that even if Phil Anon might not be an Anon, it could be a plant like CA.
Yeah.
So I'm not putting any doubt on anybody here. I'm just saying we have to tread the water lightly, man.
We do. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and put the turkey in the oven here. I mean, there's so much more that you could cover here, but we pretty much hit the meat and potatoes on this issue. Fuck. I know it's going to be argued by CA and others that I'm just trying to spread this information. And to that, I would say verify everything I say. Go back and watch the videos featuring Conspiracy Anon, where he out and out lied about the Epstein files and the Anon involvement in getting Trump elected. Verify everything that he says to you. Research it and verify it. And just use your common sense.
Always.
Okay? I don't involve myself with Anonymous. I was always an outsider. They have respect for me because I bitch slapped YRV off his homemade futon of a throne. And now I'm doing the same thing to Conspiracy Anon. Okay? I stand up to corruption. I stand up to wrong. I call ball strikes. I am not involved with the collective. I am not trying to circumvent anything they are doing. I am not directly involving myself. I am just saying, keep your eyes open.
Except CA doesn't do a video on how to prepare an Xbox.
Yeah. I call balls and strikes. And you can verify everything that we have said. So make your own determinations. I'm just putting the word out there in regards to what we have seen and where we see this going. We don't want people getting killed. We don't want this information being propagated in the ranks, whether it be Anonymous or any activist community. We need to take a stand against it and nip it in the butt and hip slap the assholes doing it. So, to that note, I have said my piece. Those in Anonymous, whether they be new or old, look into it, verify what I've said, what we've said here for yourself, and make your own determinations and handle it however you see fit. And on that note, all I can really say is if you like this broadcast and what we have discussed resonates with you and is equally concerning, share the retransmissions. Follow us on Realty WBRN, YouTube, Facebook, X, Rumble. Fuck up YouTube's algorithm by hitting the like and subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime we go live. And as always, check out our online store. Tons of great merch there. And as always, keep the conversation going. If you do nothing else, share the live feed, share the retransmissions. It costs nothing to be a patriot, as Alex Jones says. And truer words have never been spoken. So, if you like us and you want to support us, but you don't want to check out the online store, that's fine. Share the live feeds. Share the retransmissions. Follow us on our social medias. And keep the conversation going. On that note, this is Chris Sheldon, aka the Tin Man. On behalf of Reverend, we will see you later on tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. Until then, stay strong, stay safe, stay wise. If you're watching this, you are the resistance. Stay strong and God bless you.